What's going on, everybody? This is TAETRO, and today I'm going to be answering one of my most asked questions. Which controller is better? The Akai MPK Mini or the Launchkey Mini? Let's check it out. Really quick, if you have questions about MIDI controllers and you're not 100% certain what they are, you should go watch my other video called Buy This MIDI Controller. I'll link it in the description. There I give like a comprehensive explanation of what a MIDI controller is, what it does, and what it does not do. And today I'm going to be focusing on just these two controllers. Alright, first things first, if you enjoy live electronic music performances, tutorials, and free sound packs, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. Also make sure you're following me over on all my other social media, including Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, because I'm constantly posting electronic music performance and beat making content, including my Saturday morning beat challenge, where you get to vote on what gear I use and what the best beat is. But for now, let's take a look at the controllers. Alright, really quick before we get too deep into it, I want you to notice that my Launchkey Mini is the Mark I version of the Launchkey, which means it looks a little different than the newest one on the market, but most of the differences are aesthetic changes. The new one has teal features, this one has orange features. Some of the buttons look slightly different, and also I've had this controller much longer than I've had the MPK Mini, so it looks a little more worn and beat up. Also notice that there's some black tape. This is called washi tape, and I use that to label custom mappings when I use this controller. So if this controller looks a little bit different than the one you find on Amazon, that's why. Okay, now let's get into it. Okay, so let's start by talking about the similarities between these two controllers. They're both a mini form factor, which means the keys are a bit smaller than your average size keyboard, which makes them portable. The size of the overall controller is basically the same. They're super easy to travel with. They both have velocity sensitive pads, and they both have 8 knobs that can be custom mapped or can also control devices in your DAW of choice. Also, they're both bus powered, so they don't require an outlet or a power adapter. They get their power from your computer. Both of these controllers are compatible with pretty much any of the popular DAWs. They can also both be used with mobile devices. Those are the basic similarities, and from there they start to diverge a little bit. On the surface, you can sort of see the difference between the MPK Mini and the Launchkey, and the MPK has a lot more built right into the device. There's a sustain port on the back, a joystick which can control pitch bend or modulation or be used as a customizable XY, and there's a built-in arpeggiator. The Launchkey Mini has 16 pads while the Akai MPK has only 8. Which means you can switch between 2 pad banks right on the controller. So right there you might automatically think, oh, the Akai MPK Mini has more, so I'm going to go ahead and get that one. But don't think too quickly. On the other hand, the Launchkey Mini has so much support in terms of software connectivity. What that means is, yes, both of these controllers are compatible with major DAWs, but the Launchkey really has a leg up on how it automatically maps to certain DAWs like FL Studio and Ableton Live. Now, I'm not an FL Studio user, so I can't speak specifically to the integration, but I know that it does have full FL Studio integration. With Ableton Live, however, the Launchkey Mini has so many features that improve your workflow, that keep you from getting hands-on with the computer and keep you hands-on with the controller. Though the Launchkey Mini does have smaller pads, the reason for this is because it lines up with Ableton Live's session view, which means you can stop, launch, and record clips, all from the Launchkey Mini. You can easily switch between clip launching mode and drum mode with one button. Also, the scene select arrows help you scroll up and down Ableton's session view, while the track select arrows help you scroll through your session and even arm tracks as you go through. So though it may look like the Akai MPK Mini has a lot of features that the Launchkey doesn't have, I would say that the Launchkey's workflow capabilities exceed that of the MPK, if you're an Ableton user. Let me give you my final thoughts and opinions on these controllers. So the bottom line is, I love both of these controllers, and I've made beats with both of them, and they're both great contenders for a MIDI controller for you. They have their strengths and weaknesses. One major one is the sustain port on the Akai MPK Mini. the Launchkey does not have one. Now, beyond just the regular function of a sustain pedal for a piano player, you can also map your sustain pedal, and I've done videos where I use that pedal to live loop. And if that's something you're interested in, then of course the Akai MPK Mini is the way to go. But then of course, if you're an Ableton user, you lose the functionality of the Launchkey in being able to launch and record clips right from your controller. You can definitely custom map some functions with the Akai MPK Mini to be more Ableton compatible, which I have done in videos, but taking that extra step for a project could get in the way of your creativity. So which controller do I prefer? I prefer the Launchkey. I'm a dedicated Ableton user, and I not only make beats, but I also make live performances, and having the functionality of session clips right on the controller is something that I can't give up in my day-to-day workflow or in my performance workflow. Also, being able to scroll through and arm tracks right from the Launchkey is another feature that greatly improves my workflow. So that's just my take. Of course, I do own both, and I do make beats with both, and I understand that people like them for different reasons, so feel free to leave a comment below which one you prefer. And if you haven't got yourself one yet, or you're on the fence, you can find the Amazon links in my description below. Compare the specs for yourself and make your own decision. I hope you all found this video helpful. Like I said, it is one of my most asked questions in my Instagram DMs, in my comment section, tweets, everything. So hopefully this answers it once and for all. If you enjoy live electronic music performances, tutorials, and free sound packs, click the subscribe button down below. If you found this video helpful or you just enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And be sure to follow me on all my other social media, including Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks so much for watching. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one.